morning! We've had a lot of wet and rainy days out here. We have a shelter-in-place order here in Redwood City, which is kind of crazy. I've been at home, stuck at home, so it's been kind of nice to have some time to deal with the chickens and get some stuff done, and the quail came just in time, so that's been really nice. There's Poppy. She's not so sure. She sees herself in the camera. Definitely been interesting, but we've got a lot of time at home setting stuff up for the chickens and for the quails, so stay tuned. We've got some cool stuff coming your way. Here is our quail brooder. All right, we're gonna set it up. We've got food and water. The water on the right, you can tell, is a little bit smaller, especially from a chicken waterer. That's both because quails are smaller and also because there's a bit of a drowning hazard for them. If they get stuck in the water, they could actually not get out, so we're gonna have to be a little careful with that. But this should be good. They have a good amount of space for 8. All right, we're gonna go out to the coop and check on everybody. So today we're actually going to be separating Peanut from the rest of the flock, and the reason is because she's been having a lot of droppings sticking to the back of her feathers for about a month now. Usually it's kind of not too much to be concerned about, but I've been keeping an eye on it and it hasn't really been getting better, so I'm going to take her out into the garage and kind of get a look at it. A lot of her feathers are missing because of this one, Pepper. She definitely pecks the feathers out of Peanut. So that is not really cause for concern for me, but the droppings on the back of her feathers, I really want to get kind of a better feel for what's going on there. And Pepper it'll probably be nice for Peanut to get a little break from that. Maybe some of her feathers will start to grow back, even though chickens do need a lot of protein to grow feathers, so realistically they won't be back for a while. We just added sand into the coop. I think I showed that in the last video. It's been really great. I'm going to actually add some sand into the bottom of the coop too to get rid of some of this straw, which might actually be how Peanut got sick in the first place. I'm going to ferment feed today too for you guys. So this is actually my first time doing this, so it'll be an experiment we do together. I'm going to take some of their feed and I'm going to put it into a jar, 3 parts water, 1 part feed. Let it sit for a little while and hope it ferments. So the reason to ferment food actually is so that you can, first of all, it lasts longer because chickens eat less of it because it fills them up more. But the other reason is because you can kind of see there's big grains in there and then smaller kind of crumbly stuff in the food. A lot of that smaller crumbly stuff is actually the majority of the nutrients that chickens need, and chickens are like us. They'll pick out the stuff that they like. They'll pick out the big grains and actually will get too much from that and not enough from the crumble. All right, let's get started. Just gonna use a standard ball jar for this. We've got so many of these laying around and it's awesome. All right, I'm gonna add my cup of feed. There we go. You can see it kind of goes up to the 1 cup mark, sorta. All right, I'm gonna add my cups and I'm gonna do 3 parts water to 1 part feed. I use the Scratch and Peck organic feed and my chickens love it. And on their website, actually, they have a tutorial on how to ferment their feed, so hopefully it works. 2nd cup. You can already see bubbles starting to form at the top. And 3rd cup. All right. This should sit for a few days, typically about 4, but it's been a little cooler here, so it might take a little bit longer for it to start to ferment, but we're going to keep an eye on it. I'm projecting 4 days. So started 3:14, ready 3:18. We'll check it again, and that should be the day that the quails come too, so we'll get an eye on it on that day. All right. Let's put it in the garage. Perfect. We'll keep an eye out and see how it goes. Here's Elvira. See how they're growing? They look kind of funny when they start to grow all their feathers in because they have some short ones and some long ones. The good thing about this is that they can fly at this age, which she's going to demonstrate for you just now. They don't fly far, they really just want to be with each other, so you can kind of see Flores looking around for Elvira, trying to keep track of her. All right, let's check on our feed. Just from first look, it doesn't look like it's ready. I see a few bubbles at the top, but it's still really soupy. Ideally, it should all kind of congeal together to be more of a mixture than just water sitting on top of the feed. It also should smell sweet and fermented, which I smell a little bit of, but not much. Here's our house for Peanut. We're going to get this all set up. I got a box full of shavings. I just spread it around just to make sure that she's comfortable in there. She's not just on that dog crate floor. And I put up 2 little cups. I'm going to treat her with this stuff. I like it because there's no latency in the eggs. I can still eat her eggs while I'm treating her with it. And it's just for like kind of the scrapes on her back from being pecked. So here's kind of my kit. I always have these gloves around, and it's kind of perfect because right now with all this health scare stuff, we have gloves. I set up just her basic food and grit and oyster shell just to kind of keep her healthy. I'm not going to give her anything sweet because it's looking like it's a yeast infection, and I don't want her to be eating anything that's going to cause more yeast growth. All right, here she is. She's loving her new house. That blue stuff on the back is just hen healer, which is kind of like a beeswax mix that just protects any cuts that are on her back and keeps them from drying out. You can kind of see the waste on her backside. I'm going to give her a bath tomorrow with some Epsom salt and Dawn soap, get all that stuff off, and give her a diet of yogurt and apple cider vinegar.
We're going to get the quails. Yay!
Quails, they're so cute. We picked them up. There they are. 8 little quails. They were ready in the post office, and when I walked in, I heard them just peeping away. They're so cute.
They're so pretty.
We're on our way home. Kind of just repurposed a laundry hamper for this. Alright, quails can fly, so I gotta be kind of careful with this. I'm just gonna tip it and see how I go. There they go! They're gonna spill all out. They go straight for the food and water. They know exactly what to do. This place we got them from, Alchemist Farm, is amazing. They're up in Sebastopol, and they're so communicative. They send amazing compostable packaging and everything. It's great. They have chickens there too if you're interested in starting a flock. They're so cute. I'm a little worried that the crumble's kind of big. I got them Game Bird starter, but they're so tiny. I don't want them to choke on it and not be able to digest it, but we'll just see how it goes. I may actually end up having to break it up, make it a little bit smaller. There's a huge variation in size. There they are. They're ready for their close-ups. There's males and females here. They're straight run sold, so we'll have to double check and see as they grow kind of who's who and what's what. There's a big variation in size and color, so it's kind of interesting. This is my first time with quail, so I'm here to learn. If anybody watching this video has experience with quail, feel free to drop a line in the comments. I'd love to learn and hear more. We just have been repurposing this Brinsea heater pad that I've been using with my chicks every time I raise them. I just disinfected it before I put it in with the quail because I know that birds can share diseases, so I wanted to be sure about that. So yeah, that heater pad has been amazing because we don't have to deal with heat lamps, which I know can be kind of a fire hazard. Check these little guys out. So cute. They're surprisingly friendly for wild birds too. Here's a little bit of a size comparison. We got a little guy and a big guy. I cannot wait to see these guys grow. We're giving them unmedicated feed too.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. We're going to be building a big chicken run out from the side of the coop, hopefully so the chickens can get a chance to free range a little bit. Bye from all of us. We'll see ya.